What's up, babes? This is cralisa Victoria back with yet another video. If you guys are new here, hi, welcome to your girl's channel. If you've already been subscribed, thanks for coming back. So I'm trying to catch this last little bit of light before it gets dark using the natural lighting. So if I look like I'm glowing, it's because of that God-given melanin. So go ahead and smash the subscribe button and let's get into this video. So I wanted to talk about palm rolling method versus interlocking. Not telling you which one you should do, but telling you which one I do and why, and what is the difference. So don't quote me on the definitions of these concepts, but I am going to tell you my take on them and why I do what I do. So when it comes to interlocking, if you guys haven't ever seen interlocking done, the process of interlocking on locks, I'm gonna just give you a little rough breakdown. So technically you can use like a sewing needle, or you can literally use whatever you want, just like a sharp piece of something. A lot of people will use a sewing needle. Well, let me not say a lot of people. You can use a sewing needle or like a thread to like do needle, like, I don't know. Or some people take the ends of it and you just can put it through your roots. But a lot of times you want to have something on the end of your locks that's pretty sharp to where you can actually take that lock and send it through the actual root that that lock is coming from. So for example, you would have like a needle or something here, and you can send it straight through here and pull it. Now palm rolling is more of, here's a lock, I'm gonna retwist my hair. You know, you might retwist, palm roll. You know, you can palm roll like this, palm roll until your root gets tighter, and then you can style accordingly, whether you put a lock clip in or you do a braid out or whatever. But it's essentially using the palms of your hand to roll your hair and get that tightness in that palm rolled retwist. Now I personally do palm roll. Here's why. One, palm rolling my locks helps the uniformity of my locks. So if I'm constantly doing this on my retwist, the hair is starting to form a more uniformed look. Like instead of my hair on each lock being so bumpy and out of place, a lot of times it will begin to become uniform. Oftentimes I find myself palm rolling my hair even if I'm not doing a retwist, just as a maintenance type of thing. I'll be sitting at a light and I'll just start palm rolling or whatever. To each his own, but that's what I do. Now I think palm rolling takes me, you know, less time, and I think it's more effective for me. I could literally palm roll, retwist, clip, or braid, or two string twist, or whatever. Go about my day. When you interlock, you're actually having to take that one lock and go in between. And mind you, if I interlock, I can interlock fast too. I could just put a needle and just be sending it through and just redoing it. Here's where it gets to why I don't like to interlock. Let's first give compliments where compliments are due, credit to where credit is due. Interlocking, if done properly, looks neat, and I feel as though it does also hold your retwist a lot longer. Essentially, you are taking the end of that lock, you're sending it through your root, and you're doing it until it gets a tight feel to the point where it has now taken that loose hair that you had up there and it's incorporated it through. You just keep sending your hair through until it gets tight. Here's the downfall to interlocking. If you send a lock through that root for the final time, and that last time you take it through that root is too tight, then boom, your hair is too tight. A lot of times you're not going to be able to reverse that lock back out of there and eliminate or alleviate that final interlock that you just did. So you have to take into consideration, if you ever had your hair braided, if you've ever had extension and you go to a salon and they start braiding your hair, and then you have to take Tylenol or Aleve because your head is hurting because your braids are too tight. That's what I feel like interlocking can become if you send that lock in between that root too many times. And who has time to be walking around with a headache? Not I. So for me, it's a no. But like I said, I'm gonna give credit to interlocking. I've done it before to my hair, but I think only once, and it was in my first lock journey, or set of locks. It's not for your girl. Do I think it looks neat? Yes. Do I think that it holds the retwist if done right? Yes. Do I want to be battling between a headache versus not a headache, having to deal with the needle that could poke at my scalp? If I go too quickly, I just poked at my scalp. I don't feel like dealing with all that. In fact, I'm not the girl who I'm not the girl who has to have a fresh retwist every 2 weeks. I like my hair when it's not retwisted. I like my hair when it's just like this, like my roots are growing out. I like my hair when it's just the way that it is. Now, granted, I do retwist my hair and I do, you know, things like that for maintenance, because I'm not 100% free forming my locks. There's times where I'll take a period of time to semi-free form for 3 months at a time, 4 months at a time, but I'm not 1000% a freeformer, which, if you're not familiar with freeform locks, it's basically when you start your locks, you just let them grow how they grow. You don't ever try to maintenance them. You don't ever try to separate them really to try to make them, you don't ever try to manipulate them. You just let them freely grow from your hair. Now, oftentimes you'll hear people say semi-freeform. I refer to my locks sometimes as semi-freeform because I will take extended periods of time where I will allow my locks to do whatever they want without me trying to manipulate them. But am I freeformed? No, I'm not 100% freeform locks. I am literally like, I separate my locks. I make sure they're looking good, but there's just times where I just don't simply want to retwist. So I'll do no retwist for months at a time. But yeah, so when it comes down to palm rolling versus interlocking, if you're new to locks, I would say maybe try out both methods. If you do your own hair, then look up some YouTube videos as to how to interlock, and I'm pretty sure you'll catch on quickly. If you don't do your hair by yourself, maybe have your loctician do your hair palm rolled one retwist, and then your next retwist maybe ask them to do interlocking, and see which one do you like better. So I feel like if you have to be the judge of the two, don't judge it from just hearing about it, judge it from experiencing it, because who knows, you may end up liking interlocking, even though I'm the type of person who don't really want to put up with it. That doesn't mean you won't like it. Like I said, I don't have bad things to say about it when it comes down to the look of it and the efficiency when it comes down to it. But as far as your girl is just not going to be doing what interlocking takes, okay? So I'm just going to put that out there. So I definitely would say try both methods and then come up with what you like. But I'm a palm roller. I was a palm roller in my first set of locks, and I'm gonna be a palm roller during this one. I did start both sets of locks with comb coils, but typically I will retwist my hair like so, like this or something, to tighten up my roots, and then I will finish it off with a palm roll. For me, it just works. It works for me. You have to do what works for you. That works for me. What else do I want to talk about between the palm rolling versus interlocking? Like I said, when I palm roll my hair, I really don't have no headaches. I think the only time I can have a headache is if I decide to sleep in my clips, or if I braid my hair straight after retwisting it and put rubber bands on it. Then yeah, you might end up with a little headache. But I'll take that headache over my hair being interlocked and I might have a headache for a week. Because if I have a headache from maybe braiding a braid too tight from when I did my retwist, I can just undo that braid, or I can take that braid out the next day, opposed to having to with the interlocking. You just have to wait until your new growth grows out and your hair alleviates that soreness or that headache that you have. It's not like oh, tomorrow your braids will loosen up, like your locks will loosen up like braids. No, baby, you gotta wait until that new growth keeps coming, and it kind of relieves you of some of that tension if you did it too many times to where it caused a headache. I don't have time for that. Your girl be having migraines, sinus infections, allergies, all of that stuff that already be affecting the nasal, all these plants and all of this rah-rah that happens in my state. I don't have time to be adding a headache from interlock. I just do not have a headache. I do not have time to add a headache. So for me, it just doesn't work for me. Know what works for you. Do what works for you. But that was just kind of like my simple comparison between interlock versus palm roll. Which one I do, which one I recommend. Of course, I recommend the palm roll just because, one, it looks nice as well, but you don't have to put up with that headache. You don't have to put up with that possibility of a needle going through and having to, you know, essentially do your hair like that. When I was in college, there was this girl, her locks was always neat, and she used the interlocking method, and I'm not gonna hold you, I never caught her on a bad hair day. Her hair always looked good with that interlock method. But again, interlocking has to be for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's cool. You don't have to make it be for you. But if it's for you, sis, I can guarantee you if it's done right, it's gonna look good. Because every time I seen sis, her locks were on point. She can literally be wearing her locks down. She can literally be 2-strand or doing a braid out, and baby girl roots gonna be slapping every single time. So yeah, it does have its pros and it does have its cons. Figure out what works for you. But I wanted to get on here and make an additional lock video because I was just sitting there about to go over content ideas that I want to videos that I want to put out soon on my channel to help me hit my goals, but also to give you guys quality videos. And that just came to mind. I said I gotta let y'all know palm rolling versus interlocking. I'll be back with lots of videos, not only just lock updates, but also like just throwing my opinion in about certain things on locks, and maybe just even introducing different topics as it pertains to locks, because I do realize that you guys do like when I talk about my hair. So I am going to take the time to just come up with a good amount of content ideas and topics that I can discuss and cover that can maybe bring you insight as to what I've experienced or what I'm experiencing. Or just, you know, topics that you never even thought about before getting locks, or about to get locks. Like, I just want to be able to cast the light on, you know, various topics that can help the next lock babe either make a decision to get locked or help the next lock babe make a decision while you're locked. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe. Go catch the video that I did today. I did a car vlog. I did a car edition of Lock Talk today, just throwing some tips in there. And then I did a vlog today. I went to the gym, and then I also did this video. So catch all 3 videos, but most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Follow your girl on Instagram at cralisa Victoria, spelled the exact same way as my YouTube name. And if you guys are in love with my puppy as much as I'm in love with him, follow him at Brix, BRIXX forever, all one word, Brix forever, on Instagram. And then if you want to keep up with my fitness journey, follow me at that THAT vegan VEGAN fit babe FITBABE, that vegan fit babe. Follow your girl, and I'll see you beautiful babes in my next video.